Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Gala. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below and also in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff here. So, for the most part with Gala, we were talking about looking for a move down towards the zone of this 3115 to this 02078 region. So, this is a zone we're looking at for as a B wave or alternatively a wave 2. We also need to bear in mind there is potentially a way to count this as a fourth still, and we could actually look to break down one more time for a fifth wave to the downside. So, within this structure, effectively we could see one more drop here. The thing is, given that this is a five-wave move, if we did have to break this low from this point, we would have to potentially then reevaluate the count and potentially say from further back here we had a flat, something like this. Which doesn't really fit into the count that well. So that's why I'm looking for this potential to actually have a bullish move to the upside here in an ABC. Or alternatively, if it does move high enough towards this 25,913 zone, potentially we could also look at this as a five-wave move where this would become 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to the upside. So we are keeping an eye on that. We just need to bear in mind, this it does still have potential to break down for as long as we stay below this 1538 region. So even if we form this as an A, a B, and a C, this does still has that potential to actually break down one more time. So we'll have to give it a bit of space and see how it progresses. But let's get into the smaller subwave counting now. So I'm going to come down here onto the 1 hourly. And now, even within this move, there's a couple of ways we can count this. We can count it purely as a corrective structure, where we look at this as an A, a B, and then a C down into here. But we also need to be a little bit careful within this because we could potentially also count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And this would be looking at this as an expanding diagonal, something like this. Effectively, within that, then this could be a wave A, we look for a B and a C, or alternatively, this could end up being a wave 1, 2, and then 3. There's also other ways of counting this where we could look for extension, and we're going to go through a couple of these options. So, if we wanted to look at this in a more bullish way, what we'd be looking at, okay, so let me just actually remove some of the stuff that we don't need here anymore. We were looking at this possibility of forming an A, B, and a C, but I did also say, potentially our B wave was completed into that zone. So let's clear this off so that it's a bit cleaner. And what we're looking out for here is effectively that possibility that, we were coming down towards this one-to-one of the C wave, or of the A wave rather, which was down here at this 3398 zone. And if we have a look at this, we actually came down, let's see what that was. 400. So pretty much bang on the money there. And we have started to move away from here. The problem is at the moment, this move to the upside is looking a bit corrective. So there is another way that I'll go through the count in a second, but looking at this as a 1, 2, all of this is a 3, looking for a fourth and a fifth. So if we do have this playing out where we actually have a five-wave move down here, which hasn't completed, then I am potentially looking for another move down towards this 3393 to this 3245. So if we do start to break down one more time here, and we fail to break above some of these key points, like this high point here of this 4276. Actually, let's throw a fib on this quickly. Let's go sort this out to regular. So if we do get a rejection here off of this 382 to this 50%, so this 3926 to this 4102, if we do get a rejection within this zone, potentially what we could then look for is that continuation down one more time. And if it, depending on how high this comes, will affect how this target area here, this 33923 to this 3245 zone, if we do actually move up higher here, potentially that could actually make this target lower. So we'll have to keep an eye on it as it goes. For the most part, though, we have actually achieved that one-to-one, and we could actually look to move to the upside from this point. So if we were arguing that we were starting to do so, we can see we're starting to get some good moves to the upside here. There's nothing quite impulsive yet, but the way that I would be looking at it would be in this manner here. So there's two ways we could look at this really. So we can either count this as potentially a wave one, and we're looking for a flat correction here. And if that was the case, what we'd be looking for would be that potential that we actually have come too high now. I was looking at this because we were sitting at this 1382, that potentially, this could have been a bigger flat correction here, but I think it is probably more likely that we can say that within here we have a W, X, and a Y. So now what we'd want to see here, if we're looking for this potential to continue here, is we'd want to see this be a 1, a 2, and then basically we'd want to see a 5-wave move play out here, which does seem to be, for the most part, you could argue is completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we could be forming that 5th wave now. So if we do form this, obviously then we would only have a 3-wave structure here. But if we do manage to find support again between this 3688 to this 3625, and we hold this 3590, 79 zone, effectively what we could then be setting up for is another 1 and a 2 here. And then that could be looking to push us up towards this 3rd wave target here of this 4127. So keep an eye on this. It's possible, like I said, that we could just look at this as a 3-wave move and then we actually break down and we lose these lows. But for as long as we hold this 3579 and this lower range here of this 3400 area, we could look for this potential that we're actually setting up additional structures here as a 1 and a 2. So what I would want to see here is basically I want to see this move complete. I mean, according to what I'm counting here, it should pretty much be there. There would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, and 5. There's potential there might be a little bit of an extension within here somewhere, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. So the zone that we're looking for is this 4127. If we do get a move up there in a 5-wave structure, what we could then do is count this as 1, 2, 3. We'd be looking for this evidence of this 4th wave, and that should look to actually bring us down to this 391 to this 3843 zone. So this would be looking at this as a potential 4th wave location, and then looking for that potential to push to the upside here for this 5th wave to this area of this 4267 to this 4180 range. If we do form a bigger 5-wave structure to the upside like this, then basically what we'd be looking for would be looking for that retest down here again in a 3-wave structure, looking to come back down towards that zone of that 50% to that 786, depending on exactly how high we come here. Obviously, there's always possibilities we can get extensions within these waves, and then they could actually look to push a little bit higher than we have marked out here. So we'll have to just monitor them as they go. But moving past this 4127 would be the first part of this puzzle completed. Then we'd want to see a 4th wave and a 5th wave. After that, if we wanted to argue bullish moves coming off the back of this, what we'd then want to do is see a 3-wave move down to this 3786 to this 3560. That would be our range that we would then be looking for to find support on. And then actually look for that continuation to the upside. So that's what I'm currently tracking. Within this, we don't have the move confirmed yet, but it is starting to react the way we would want it to. But really, until we actually, if we just also need to bear in mind, like I said, this could just be a 3-wave structure here, and that 1-to-1 would actually be looking to take us up to, let's throw this on here, this 3908. So 3908 would be that 1-to-1. If we just get a 3-wave move here and then we fail to actually hold the support zone, then we could actually look for that continuation to the downside in that in a 5-wave structure, looking to bring us down towards this 3393 to this 3245. So keep an eye on that. If we do move up toward this 1-to-1 of this 3908, effectively we could still look to break down. Really, until we actually move up past this zone of this 4127, we need to just be aware that this is still just a 3-wave structure currently. Until we get this 4th and 5th, it could just break down. So that is what we are looking at for that potential that we're turning around. So the reason I'm looking for that is because we have come down to this 1-to-1 of this A wave here in this C. So now, just because we get a 5-wave structure to the upside here doesn't mean that we would be in the clear. We would have to be aware on the way on our move up of the zone of this 5518 to this 4628. And what we would be looking out for here is we'd want to see how this progresses. Even if we do get a five-wave structure up here, it is always possible we could just see something like this play out as a zigzag into this zone, and then we face further rejection, potentially towards this B wave high here. And then look actually for this continuation to the downside. So they would be looking to actually move deeper down into this retracement zone because we haven't really come down to that 50%, which would be what we really want typically for a B wave. Want to be in between that 50% and that 786. So if we do actually progress up here and we form something like this, as a three-wave move, then what we would be looking for would be that potential to continue to the downside for another leg, and this whole move would become an A, B, and a C. So that's what we're looking out for in the bigger picture here. Once we start to break back above the 786, it becomes less likely we're going to be rejecting down again. And then obviously once we take this 0693, then it limits the possibility of extension to the downside. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to talk about is we were talking about this possibility of having some extension down here within these waves. So for the most part, this could actually extend even further, but this is what I'm currently seeing with the information available. So what I'm looking out for here is the possibility that this move here is a fourth wave. So this fourth wave is looking to play out now. That's why I said, all we have is a three-wave structure. If we fail to break above some of these key zones, so the 50% would be this 4098 here. So if we fail to actually break above this and hold above this zone, we can do something like this and break down. So what we want to see is a significant move past this and then finding support above these highs if we're looking for that potential to continue to the upside. Otherwise, what we have is a three-wave move here. The 0.382s here at this 3921. If we do get a three-wave move up into there, we could see this breakdown into the zone of this 3287 to this 3113 zone. Now, depending on how high this goes, this could push this target down. So the key difference within these is if this move moves down towards this zone here of this 2925, what we could then see is additional fourth and fifth waves playing out here, which could actually bring us deeper into this zone. So the first extension would bring us into this 2773 to this 2542, and then we could see further extension lower down here to this 2485 to this 2208 region. Now the key thing is here, if we do get a five-wave structure down like this becomes less likely that we are within a ABC pattern to the upside, and it would be more likely that this whole move here would then become a single wave, would get a retracement to the upside, and then we could look actually to break down and take this low of this 1542 range area. So, this is something we're going to have to be looking out for. If this does continue to extend down here, potentially it could take us towards that 29-25 zone, and then we could see these additional fourths and fifths. Obviously, we'd have to be a little bit careful within this area though, because this would also be a typical B wave location, which was indicated by this yellow box here. So, we'd have to be on the lookout for that potential of a reversal to the upside at that point. But for as long as we sort of remain below the previous fourth waves within these moves, we could see this continuation to the downside. So obviously, once we do get a completion, if we do move past this 29-25 area, then we can get a better indication of where this fourth wave exactly could be up to once we have the waves in place. So that's what we're looking out for. There's that potential if we do move down into this box, this 3115 to this 2078 range, that we could start to look for that bigger five-wave structure to the upside again for continuation. But we need to be aware this could also break down. There's a couple of ways of counting this, so we need to just see how this reacts. If we do move past this 2925, I would then be on the lookout for these additional fourths and these fifths to the downside here, where we could actually look to extend down into this region, but in a five-wave move, which would not be good for the outlook on this, because that would then indicate that we're going to get at least another five-wave move to the downside. Okay, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below. And also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. As well as that, in the description, you'll find affiliate links for both PrimeXBT and BYBIT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. If you do not have an account, using the referral link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care out there.